Hey there guys, just out doing some work on the DR at the moment. I've got this new headlight to fit. This is the JNS Engineering LED headlight. I ordered this in August solely for the purpose of doing the North Island 1600, which I did. It arrived the weekend I was actually away doing the ride, but that's just the way things go sometimes. So anyway, I paid 270 New Zealand dollars for this, delivered, so it is quite an expensive light. And I ordered the black one, because I think that looks really cool. And this is the latest one. There is two options. This is the DOT approved headlight, which doesn't matter for New Zealand, but just looking at the beam patterns and looking at the light, this is the one I like the look of, and I think it was like 20 bucks DR or something. It wasn't mega expensive. So anyway, it should just plug and play into the headlight wiring and it should just fit straight on. So we'll jump up, whip the headlight cowling off and fire into it. Right, to start with, there is 3 screws that hold your headlight cowling on. They're just GIS screws. There's 2 on the side and 1 on the bottom. There's a GIS screwdriver in your toolkit, which I'd recommend that you use. I've only got 2 in mine because I've got this light bar on here, which I am removing. And on my one I've got a heap of electronics up here as well, so I'll just unplug all them. But normally you just have 3 of these wee screws here and it would just lift straight off. Right, that gives us access to the stock headlight, and there's 410mm each side. I've got wire and cable tied on here. I think the stock has that as well, to be honest. And it's a reusable cable tie from standard. Mine has long since disappeared. So and let's pull this headlight out. All this extra wire in here, that's for my heated grips. And she just unplugs. Now let's offer the JNS headlight up. First up, let's plug her in. Just plug straight into the original wiring, like so. And you've seen the original one had like a big cage on it with 2 screw adjusters. This one here has just got a slotted hole up top, so you adjust it by slackening that off. So let's tuck all this wiring in, down in there. Let's just nip these up to start with, and then we can adjust it from there. And there's a bit of movement there in the rubber mounts anyway. But just looking at that, it's pointing slightly down. But obviously when I sit in it, it should be fairly level. This looks pretty good to me. Obviously I'll check that on a beam setter. It's a bit of a pain how you can't adjust it with the fairing on, but like I said, it's not hard to take the fairing off. Now it does say online when you're ordering this that you might have to trim the headlight cowling. So we'll just off it up and see how we go. So yeah, it does look like we're going to have to trim that. Okay, so I had a look on JNS's website there. They told me to cut a fair bit, all this plastic off around here. But I had a look on Adventure Bike Australia and they told me just put slits in the corner and it'll just be enough to slide it over. So I don't have a really good sharp knife, just pinch this out of the kitchen And let's have a try. Oh yeah. So that's pretty simple. Right. We'll offer this up and see how it goes. So slide it over the bottom. Okay. That's going to work. Now normally you want to Loctite these screws. These are quite bad for coming loose while you're riding. If you don't Loctite them, I was finding they come loose every 200-300 k's and the headlight cowling would nearly fall off. But since I'm going to be taking this off potentially shortly anyway to just adjust that, I'm not bothered at the moment. There we go. Let's switch her on and see what she looks like, eh? And then high beam. So yeah, that's pretty bright. The only thing I'm not too keen on is the gap around here. The stock headlight fills this gap perfectly, but you know, this one's not exactly doesn't fit the hole very well. Plus it's a bit more recessed than the standard light. The standard light comes all the way out. I don't really like that, to be honest. But the overall black look of it, I think, looks bloody awesome. So folks, that was a super simple install. Literally just took 10 minutes. I'll do a separate video. I'll make a new headlight protector for that. And yeah, I'll need to just go and get that aligned on the beam setter, and then what I'll do is I'll cut to me riding at night and you'll see how that is. But so far, super simple install, no problems, quite happy with it. Right guys, I'm just out testing the light at the moment. Even riding around town, I'm thinking there's a big difference. But just a way to head out and see. So I'll flash up just now what the stock dip beam's like. It's pretty pathetic. And it's very yellow. I think that's the main thing that I don't like. So now you can see what this new JNS headlight's like. I would say it's probably around about the same sort of distance and the same sort of width. Maybe slightly wider. But it's crystal clear light. So I think that's a big improvement compared to the stock, just the yellow. I find that yellow is very hard to see at night, especially if you've been riding for multiple hours during the night. So I think this is a big improvement here. Now we'll flick it on to main beam. And yeah. So that's dip and main beam. That's actually pretty good. So another benefit of this light, which I'm hoping to try out, is the reduced power consumption. Because this light on high beam uses, I think it's like a third of the power of what the standard bulb does. And before, when I had my light bar on high beam, I couldn't run my heated grips. So when I was doing those long night rides, I couldn't run my heated grips. Which was a bit shit, because it was bloody cold. So I'm hoping, with this new light on here, I can run a light bar as well as my heated grips, and I reckon I probably can. But I'm not going to be fitting my light bar to test it until I go and do another night ride. But I'm thinking I probably can. So thanks for watching the video, hope you liked it, and I will see you all next time, guys. Catch you later.